Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're out at the range with the Scorpion EVO. And yeah, you're probably thinking to yourself right about now, that doesn't look like anything you've shown us before, Mac. And it's true. I've made some changes to the gun. I've had this as an SBR for about a year now. I've been putting different parts on it, playing with different third-party wares to see what works and what doesn't work. And this is the current state of my little Scorpion SBR. I post pictures regularly to Instagram. If you don't follow me there, you should. And a lot of the Instagram followers are saying, hey Matt, can you give us an update video and show us what's going on with that Scorpion? Because yeah, it looks pretty darn cool, I think. And there's some cool new accessories on the market that we want to talk about and show you guys. So if you have one of these, you can probably put some of these parts on your gun as well, SBR or not. There's certain parts on here that'll work on pistols as well as rifles, the carbines, or on SBR. So anyway, let's take a closer look this afternoon at some of the stuff I've done to my Scorpion, so I can kind of give you an update as to the current state of things and do a little bit of shooting. So let's load up some magazines, have some fun. One of the first modifications that you guys have likely noticed is the carbine length rail. This is offered by CZ USA. They started bringing these in or manufacturing them here in the States, I don't know which, when they started offering the 16-inch barreled carbine guns. Well, when I saw that, I had to have one, and they just now released them. You can find them on their website for $99. It replaces your factory handguard. You do need a special wrench to get the nut off. They sell those on their website too. But the wrench is kind of expensive and sometimes they're out of stock. We have the wrench at Copper Custom. If you guys have one of these pistols and you want to put this long handguard on, it's contact Copper Custom. We can help you swap those handguards out. But yeah, so that looks really cool. And when I saw it, I thought, man, if it's big enough here on the end, I can recess a suppressor in there. And that's exactly what I've done. The suppressor is a SilencerCo Omega 9K. It's just like 5 inches in length. The whole suppressor is this long, and as you can see, it fits perfectly in that handguard, and even with this lip that protrudes out, it's perfectly flush. Now there's just enough suppressor showing that we can actually get a strap wrench on it and crank that thing down or break it loose if we want to take the suppressor off for some reason. So yeah, once you go to this handguard though, it's not a simple swap going back and forth. And it's kind of a pain in the butt. So when you do that, it's not like you're just going to pop this handguard off and put another one on, by pushing a pin. It does require special tools to get this thing on and off. But yeah, so that is really, really cool. So that's what we're going to show you here first. Now, I know what you guys are going to ask. How does this polymer handguard deal with the heat of the suppressor? And this is a very high temp polymer we found. It's extremely hard. We've tried to laser engrave some of this stuff and it resists the heat of a laser. I mean, this stuff can really handle a lot of heat, and it has MOE attachment points here on the side and here on the bottom, so you can put a vertical forend grip on it or something like that. Keep in mind, to do that to a handgun, you need to register it either as an AOW or an SBR. This one is an SBR. You can do all that stuff to it, put lights on it. I've actually ordered a 45-degree angle mount on here. I'm gonna try putting a light on it. But yeah, so you can actually hold it here and shoot the gun and put quite a few magazines through it before you feel any heat coming through the handguard whatsoever. We'll show you what that looks like on thermal. All right, so let's do a little bit of shooting. You'll notice I have no ears on. We're shooting some Hush ammunition. Again, this is some of my favorite stuff. This is 165 grain subsonic ammo from Freedom. And when you shoot that stuff through this little Omega 9K, it literally is Hollywood quiet. All right, got a little steel target down there. We're gonna pop here a couple of times. All right, I'll quit shooting the steel plate. I know you guys don't like it when I do that with the suppressor. I'm gonna shoot the dirt down there at about 40 or 50 yards. Listen for the trigger reset right now. And this is the gun being fired. Trigger reset. Gives you an idea of just how loud this thing is. I love shooting the Scorpion suppressed because I get no gas back in my face and I get no debris blowing back out of my face. Some guns, like the HK type guns with the roller locking, They have the fluted chambers that blow a lot of stuff out, and you'll get a little bit of particulate matter in your face. The MPX is horrible about it. This gun, on the other hand, has nothing coming back in the shooter's face. No gas and no particulate matter coming out of that chamber area into your face. And it locks open. You can tell when it does so. So yeah, that handguard, and it's not even warm to the touch. I mean, it feels just as cool as the rest of the receiver of the gun. So it's really nice because I have those ape-like Yeti features. I can get a little bit further out on the grip and actually go out over the can, whereas before I was having to hold the gun like this and needed a hand stop when I had no suppressor on it to keep me from shooting myself in the hand, because it's a very short little package without a suppressor on it. But with this extended handguard, I can get my hand out to where it's a more comfortable position to shoot and still protect it from the heat of that suppressor better than anything I've seen before in terms of suppressor wraps. It still allows air to flow around it. That's a really, really cool setup if you're thinking about suppressing your Scorpion. Another one of the really useful upgrades I've put on my EVO are these QD sling attachment points. These are from Parker Mountain Machine. They install very quickly and easily. They're actually rather ingenious how it uses the HK hook type sling loop back here to hold the QD mount, and this one just replaces one of your receiver screws, which is a really easy swap. And so now I can use my Savvy Sniper Sling. I love Savvy Sniper Slings. And now I can hook it up to my gun. I don't have to use those HK connection points, and I can carry the gun and use it really nicely. So with the Savvy Sniper Slings, they have bungee in them, so they stretch a little bit, so you can keep it tightly slung and close to your body, or move it out of the way so you can go to your pistol if you need to. But it also has enough play in it because of that bungee that you can bring the gun up and then give it slack if you need to from the little slider here on the side. So I really love these slings. Now they're really narrow, but even on heavier guns, I found that they don't bite into the shoulder, and that bungee also allows the gun to bounce a little bit when you're running around. So that's how I've attached a sling to the Scorpion. Otherwise, you're going to have to use the attachment points that it comes with. Now, if you come in close, you can see I've removed it here when I swapped out the handguard. I removed the sling mounts here in the front. They're just little tabbed pieces, so when you slide the handguard off, they'll just slide right out. But here is the second mounting point. But yeah, the Parker Mountain Machine QDs just pop right in there, so that makes it really, really handy. Now this time I'm going to shoot some 147 grain stuff. This is also subsonic. This is from Freedom Munitions. This is a little bit less expensive than their Hush line, but it's also subsonic, so I'll let you guys hear this stuff as well. So here we go. This time with the Savvy Sniper Sling, and we're going to shoot that steel target a little bit, put some slack into the sling. And now shoot the dirt, so I'm not shooting steel. All right, so there you have it. Tighten it up, drop it down. Heck, I can even fold the stock. Let's take a look at that stock next. Ah. So you're probably wondering how I got the Zukov stock attached to the gun. Side Project LLC makes the adapter. It's just this piece right here that the Zukov attaches to. So this is a direct replacement for the CZ stock. So if you have a carbine and you already have the CZ made side folding stock, or if you have an SBR and you were lucky enough to get one of the kits like I did, you can replace that stock with this. It's a direct replacement. It just slides on just like the other stock does. If you want to SBR your gun, this is one option you can go with. Now, I like the Zukov stock. It's more in line. There's more of a drop to the CZ stock. I think this looks like it belongs on the gun, but with the CZ you can adjust the length of pull too. It's a personal preference. What people are saying, and I tend to agree with, is that because it's so straight back, that if you're using your iron sights, you're going to find that you know, it's really kind of a high cheek comb. It's pushing your face up. Now I can see through my iron sights, but I'm really pushing my cheekbone down against the stock because I don't have that dipping comb that the CZ stock has. But I use a red dot sight. And this is a low mount, and this is a Midwest Industries quick detach mount. So you just push a button right here, throw this lever, and the sight comes off. I'm not going to take it off and leave it on. Or to lock it back in place, you just throw the lever, and that's its little locking point right there. But this low mount sets perfectly for me. Some folks may want a medium mount. Midwest Industries makes that as well, so you can, you know, set it as high as you want or as low as you want, but this is the lowest it will go. For me, it works perfectly. I like just a little bit of lengthening in the stock, and for my large frame, this gun works really, really well with this red dot sight, which is an Aimpoint H1 Micro, the Midwest Industries quick detach mount, and the side Project LLC side folding Zukov setup. I think it looks really, really good on the gun. While I'm talking about stocks, let's talk about the grip. This is a brand new product. It's not out yet. It should be shipping by the time that you guys see this video, but this is the new Yeti Wurks grip. And this one has replaceable back straps. So you remember the Matterhorn, and they had one of the other ones. This one allows you to go between the grip styles. I got rid of the hump. I went to a straight back strap, which comes with the grip. Has a pin that holds it in place. You now have a little rubber cap on the end where you can hold spare batteries, fire starting equipment, whatever you want. It's sealed up, and then you pin the grip in place, whichever one you want, and now it's injection molded. They're no longer 3D printed. The original ones were done on 3D printers. These, again, are injection molded. So it actually, I love the way this feels. I tried going back to the original CZ stocks, and I hated the pistol grip. This grip, in my opinion, is a much, much better grip, and I think it looks good on the gun, as does the Zukov. Personal preference, once again. Let's also talk about the selector lever. You've probably seen that as well. So now the gun's unsafe. This is from Gearhead Works, and this replaces your factory lever, which comes out over here. And even with the Yeti Wurks grip, the factory lever is really uncomfortable. When you fire, it grinds itself into your index finger's knuckle. Totally uncomfortable. Well, Gearhead Works had the bright idea of switching the lever around, which is actually quite intuitive. So you see when I'm indexing my finger, when the gun's on fire, I can quickly bring it to safe by bringing it down. Now it blocks, not completely, but when I go up with my finger, I know it's on safe because it's kind of blocking my finger's access to the trigger, and I can also quickly brush it off to fire. So it's actually quite intuitive. I really like it for going back on safe. So I can flip to fire with my thumb as I normally would with the factory selector. I can flip to fire, and then when I'm done firing, just flip it to safe by pulling down on the Gearhead Works lever. Personal preference, but I really like that Gearhead Works safety. All right, a little bit more of the 147 grain Freedom stuff. Let's go ahead and beat up on that steel target some more. I have fun shooting steel. You get that immediate feedback. I'm shooting over it. So, even though it's a 9mm, it has a little bit of recoil, not much. The plate that we're shooting at down there is only about that big. It's not a very big plate, but if I do my work, I can hold on to it and do double taps. I had the chance to shoot these full auto over in the Czech Republic recently, and I also had a chance to tour CZ's manufacturing facilities, which is the reason why I'm wearing a VZ95 cap. And VZ, I learned while I was over there, is an abbreviation for type in Czech. So this is a Type 95 camouflage pattern, and yes, I'm proudly wearing the Czech flag subdued, but I also have the MAC patch back there. I wish I would have picked up more of these caps while I was over there. I actually found this cap in a Army-Navy store while roaming around just outside of the CZ plant. But yeah, so I had a chance to see where these guns come from, and it's really interesting, so stick around. I will be posting more video of the touring of the CZ facilities.
We've gone through probably don't know, what do you say, 4 mags. And we have 120 rounder and 130 rounder. So probably, plus some of the heat testing, we did some separate mags. So we've probably gone through 5 or 6 mags continuously. This whole video was just filmed in a couple minutes. So the can's pretty hot. Like I can't touch this part of it, but the polymer forend, I can feel a little bit of heat through the holes, but other than that, it's very comfortable to the hand. There's nothing that you're gonna pull away from or anything. It's very, very comfortable. It's just really interesting and pretty awesome. So, I'm not so good at this CZ Scorpion thing. This is Tim's gun, so. Also, you know, some of you guys have said you'd like to see a left-handed perspective. While holding it right-handed, I do like this safety selector, but it's not really friendly for lefties. I think this company has a lefty version though, so if they don't, they should make one, because lefties are awesome. And now it's on safe, of course. Nice.
All right, guys, it's time to get out of here this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the Scorpion EVO in its current configuration. We've been shooting this thing all day long, and I'm really impressed. This is the first time I've really had a chance to give this gun a workout with this new handguard on it and the SilencerCo Omega 9K. I'm really pleased with it. I mean, this isn't even warm. I mean, it feels like the rest of the gun, just slightly warmer, and we've put several hundred rounds through it in fairly quick order, so that's just a great looking setup. I couldn't believe it when I saw that the handguards were available. I just absolutely had to have one because I thought it'd make the gun look cool, not realizing until I'd set it all up just how utilitarian it would be, especially if you want to run it suppressed. Everything else I really like about the gun as well. I'm happy with the Zukov stock, the side project folding mechanism, the Gearhead Wurks safety mechanism works great for right-handed shooters, as Sam said, not so much for left-handed shooters, but I like it a lot because I am right-handed. He's just wrong-handed. And just kidding, guys, for my left-handed fans out there. And the Midwest Industries mount with the Aimpoint H1 Micros running great. The Parker Mountain Machine QD mounts. Yeti Wurks grip, this new one. Really recommend you guys check this out. Again, this thing should be shipping and available by the time this video goes live. Overall, this is probably my favorite 9mm carbine that I have in my collection, but there's quite a few vying for that position. We'll talk more about that in the future. We have that P26 that I'm really, really liking. I think I like it more than the MPX. Some of you guys asked me if I liked it more than the EVO. That's hard to say. I really, really like this thing, and the cool part about it is this thing is probably the most affordable of all the 9mm carbines sold as pistols that can be converted to SBRs because of goofy US laws. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a carbine. I just think this is probably one of the most affordable, coolest guns out there that have such a huge third-party support market almost right out of the starting gates. When the guns came on the market, people started making stuff for them, and that's kind of out of the normal. Usually manufacturers that make third-party parts wait and see if a gun's going to get popular. They started making parts for this thing almost immediately, and here we are a year or so later, and man, we have a lot of stuff to choose from. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about anything you've seen in this video, feel free to ask those questions down below. I do try to stick around for the first couple of days and answer any of the questions you guys may have. Also, if you have recommendations for future videos, all that stuff, go ahead and comment down below. We might not respond to every comment, but we do try to read them all. Also, if you would like to support the Military Arms channel, please swing by and check out Copper Custom. And if you haven't already, check out full30.com. That's full30.com. We've taken all the web's best firearms content creators out there, brought them under one gun-friendly roof, and that is full30.com. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll talk to you guys soon.